going to Forest TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my review of Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth that finished a little bit early on today at the Vitality Stadium. So yeah, it did finish 1-1, 1 apiece. Before the game, I wanted to win and I thought we would win, and 3 points was kind of what I looked at and thought, that's what I want from the game, you know. Obviously, going to every single match, you think, yeah, we want 3 points. But I was looking at it and I was thinking, it's a real opportunity to make it 3 wins on the bounce. Bournemouth really struggled since the World Cup, hadn't even scored a goal. You know, they were really in a bad way, had a good couple of injuries. I was looking at it and thinking, yeah, that's a good chance to get 3 points. In the end, a point is what we got. And to be fair, I'll probably take it, to be honest. I think based on the game, based on the balance of play, you know, I've got the stats up here. We edged possession, 43% to them, 57% to us. We had 4 more shots, 20-16. 1 more shot on target for us, 5-4. And we had 6 corners compared to their 4. So, you know, not bad, but not what we wanted, I guess you could say. I think, you know, you go into a game against Bournemouth, the team are struggling as much as they are, and you think, yeah, you know what, we're gonna get 3 points here, and you know, at least we didn't lose. We got a point to keep the unbeaten streak going. You know, if you'd offered me 7 points before we played Southampton, Leicester and Bournemouth, I probably would have taken it, to be fair. Based on the situation of all the different clubs, I probably would have expected it to have been maybe a win against Southampton, draw against Leicester, win against Bournemouth. But you know what? 7 points from those 3 isn't bad. We continue a good run of form. You know, back-to-back games away from home where we don't lose, which is good to see. So overall, you can't be too critical, to be honest, and I would probably tend to take it. I think, you know, I think that you look at that and you think, if maybe 2 points lost going into the game based on their performance, but coming out of it, I think a point, you take it, you move on. Leeds at home, pardon me, I've completely just broken down of how to speak. Leeds at home next Sunday, where we should be looking to get 3 points back at the City Ground. But it's another away game where we don't lose, so I'll take it, you know. Talking points from the game then, it looked like the right-hand side struggled quite a bit defensively. Colin Frey, quite a lot of the time, alluded to the fact that Zamora and Anthony were getting quite a lot of joy down that side. But then again, we were getting joy going forward as well, which, you know, you take it, you know, if both sides are getting attacking joy, then at least you're creating things down that flank, which I guess is a positive. But that's something that maybe we need to look at. I don't know whether it's something that's going to be happening regularly. It hasn't really tended to happen too much. So it might have just been the sort of character of the players, the style and the profile of players that they came up against that maybe caused the problem. But luckily for us, nothing really came of it too much. The goal was down the other side, ironically. So, you know, you can kind of accept it to a point where, you know, they're not really having any goal scoring coming from that position. So you can look at that and not be too annoyed, I guess you could say. Chris Wood, for us, saw a lot of people on Twitter not happy with his performance. It didn't sound like he was too involved. I was listening to it on the Forest website. It didn't really sound like he was involved too much, and a lot of fans weren't too complimentary on it. And one of my friends who's a Newcastle fan did say, you know, expect that kind of performance from him a lot. So, yeah, hopefully it is a one-off. I'm saying it's only early days, early stages of his time at Forest. I'm not too critical of him. Maybe just finding his feet within a Cooper system, and hopefully we can start to see positives coming from him. In terms of the man who came on for him then, Sam Surridge, a player who got a lot of stick of late, but a lot of fans on Twitter were really sort of calling for him, I guess you could say. And also they were very, very complimentary, very pleased for him when he scored. As am I, I'm very pleased that he scored. He has had a lot of stick recently and a bit of a difficult time for him, really. That Bournemouth game, Blackpool game, he really, really struggled. It wasn't a performance from him that was one he'd want to think about again, and to come back in the next game that he gets a chance to and score, it must be brilliant for him. It must be a weight off his shoulders, very good for him mentally, because, you know, I think there was 3 big chances against Blackpool that he missed. So to come in and to take your chance when you come off the bench and score when the main striker is out injured is a big thing, and I'm really pleased for him, and hopefully he can sort of use that to go on and maybe start against Leeds or come off the bench again and be a real impact in that one. I'm really pleased for Surrey. His first goal in the Premier League, and yeah, he's been a bit of a difficult period for him, but a difficult patch, but I'm glad that he's able to get the goal against his former club as well. Got booed as he came off the bench, so for him to really be able to respond to that with a goal must be really great for him, and I'm really, really pleased for him in that one. And then, I just had something I was going to talk about, but it's just completely dipped my mind. Oh, yes, Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates, again, another player who is looking for his first Premier League goal, and he's had the ball in the back of the net in 2 separate occasions, once today, and then the United one, it looked like it might have been his goal, but then sort of Bolly took a touch on it, so I say 2 occasions. He was heavily involved in one that was disallowed. Again, a goal disallowed. I love Yatesy, and I think everyone in the club has grown to love him. A lot of fans were saying that he was League One quality. I remember seeing tweets of people saying that he's not good enough when we had Houghton in charge. You know, they were saying that he's League One quality, not good enough to even play in the Championship, and now he's week in, week out winning Player of the Year for us in the Premier League. So, you know, you've got to be really happy for him, and he's really turned it around. He's one of our own, Forest fan as we are, so, you know, you've got to be really happy for him in that regard, and I'm delighted for the lad, but unfortunately it didn't count, and that's what must be really frustrating for him. He's just trying to get that goal to open his tally, open the account, and unfortunately just couldn't quite get the goal. And when I say I'm proud of him, I mean like proud of his performances and the ability to adapt to the Premier League when there were shouts of him not even being good enough for the Championship. Probably, what would it be now, 12 months ago? Maybe not 12 months ago, actually. Maybe 18 months more accurately. But positive signs that we got the ball in the back of the net, so, you know, we are creating more chances and being more positive in front of goal, which is good to see, but again, slightly offside, which is a bit of an annoyance. I thought the Surridge goal was going to be cancelled out for offside, and I would have been furious. Not because he was offside, but just I really wanted to get something from this game, and you know, it was huffing and puffing and managed to get a point. Bournemouth, to be fair to them, I don't know whether it was our bad performance or just them doing well, but they looked a lot better today. Credit to them. From what I could tell, they had a lot of chances. Kiefer Moore missing one from 6 yards out. They were quite positive in their play, and a point for them, a bit like us against sort of the likes of Aston Villa and Brighton a couple of months ago, where we just needed something to break the cycle, and they needed to get a goal, and they got a goal today. Jordan Anthony getting it. They needed to get a point to stop the drought of anything positive at the club, so they've done that, and credit to them. A big point for them. They are sort of just below us in the league. We are still in 13th place, which is nice to see. Leicester getting a point against Brighton, so they don't come back over the top of us and take over us in that position. So I'm happy with that. An away point, you got to be positive. And, you know, a point on the road for us in the league, you can't scoff at that, no matter who you're playing. So you've got to be positive, I think. You've got to look at it and think, yeah, you know what? We wanted to win. We went in thinking we probably could win, but a point away from home in the Premier League, you can't complain. Oh, wait up 1 second. There we go. You can't really complain. You can't really have too many grumbles. So, yeah, I'll take it come the 90 minutes. I wanted to win, of course I did, but you can't really complain too much. A draw for me in the league away from home, I'll take it. I'll take it. So, yeah, let us know down below what you thought. If I had to go in the man of the match, it's a bit of a difficult one. I don't really know. I mean, I don't think any player necessarily really stood out to me. I'll just have a look on the likes of let's have a look at BBC Sports and see if anyone's said anything in regards to Forest and giving them a match rating. I don't know. For me, I didn't really have anyone that necessarily stood out to me in terms of a man of the match. Really, let's have a look who they've sort of given. They gave the full game man of the match to Ryan Christie. But as a Forest player, I mean, Surridge come off the bench and scoring. He did get our man of the match according to BBC Sport. But obviously, I want to go with a player who played a little bit longer than Surridge. I think Surridge come off the bench and scoring is excellent. But I think if you're going to get a man of the match come off the bench, you have to make a real impact. He did, obviously, he scored, but I mean by that, like, scoring a couple of goals. And sorry about that. Like I mentioned before, I think it was in the last video I did. Well, no, it would be the one before, because obviously the preview was the last one I did. But when I send these videos across to Dan, I only get like 11 minutes and 22 seconds per clip, and I just slightly went over that, so I had to start again. But what I was saying was, I was saying that maybe if you're coming off the bench in the amount of time that sort of Surridge had, then you probably wanted to be a bit more impactful, maybe score 2 or 3 goals, or get a goal and assist or something to become man of the match. But I was thinking actually that's a bit harsh. He came on and scored the goal, was probably, he put the ball in the back of the net, which got us the point. So why wouldn't he be man of the match? I couldn't really pick anybody else as a man of the match for me because I think they were all quite average, maybe is the word I'd use. I don't know. But no one really stood out to me. But I'll give it to Sam Surridge. So anyway, also, sorry about this light here. I don't really know what's happened there. Sometimes when I record, the light like streaks, and I don't really know what happens. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But anyway, a point that I'll take after the game. Before the game, maybe I would have wanted 3 points. Well, I did want 3 points, but I'll take it. I'll take it. You can't really grumble. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought of the performance, man of the match, all that good stuff. Like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new around here, and come on, you Reds.